Hey guys, I'm Bianca. I was diagnosed with bipolar about a year ago, and I've been slowly rediscovering myself and realizing coping mechanisms and patterns that I have developed over the course of my life. I've been reading a lot of stuff online over this past year. However, I only recently started turning towards YouTube, where I've been finding a lot of amazing resources from people who study bipolar disorder and from people who experience it firsthand. And it's inspired me to share my own experience with bipower. Bipower is the term that my girlfriend came up with to remind me that even though there are ugly parts of bipolar, there's still some really beautiful parts about our brains. So feel free to use that word to reframe your mindset around this power that you have, because it is overwhelming and it can feel disempowering sometimes, but it is also what makes us powerful. It is what makes us unique and have something individual to share with the world. I don't really know what I'm doing on YouTube. This is kind of just something that's been inspiring me lately. I don't even know if I'm going to maintain this. If I can make one person feel less alone or spread awareness or spread knowledge, then that's enough for me. Okay, so let's get into this video. I actually hit my peak last night and I've crashed this morning. I couldn't go to sleep until 4 a.m. and then my body just woke me up at 8 a.m. this morning. So now I'm here and feeling kind of like shit. I realized when I woke up and I tried to do anything, I even started my day trying to take a bath because I felt myself sort of speeding up. So I was intentionally trying to participate in something that would calm me down, but it took me like an hour to get in the bath because I just kept, my ADD was wild in. I was just doing one thing and then the other. I was just like stopping constantly. I couldn't stay focused long enough to just complete a task, and I kept moving around the house. When I got to my bath, I forgot to even like throw like a bath bomb in there, and I was just like, well, I'm here now. But that was all day. I was just constantly distracted. I couldn't focus on anything, and I kind of, after a certain point, just kind of had to give up trying to be productive, because forcing it just makes it worse in my experience. I did like the bare minimum of what I could, and then it was like, okay. So when I woke up this morning, I just kind of felt numb and empty. I'm trying to hold space for it and be gentle with it, because my tendency is usually to beat myself up about it when I get here. I'm trying to move through my cycles with a little more awareness so that I'm not just being swept away with where my moods take me. I'm trying to be real easy with myself today, whereas like during my hypo phase these past few weeks, my cat yelled at me, so I had to come get him. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, I'm trying to be really gentle with myself because I have been in a hypo place. I've just been doing 100 things a day. My girlfriend just got done with the job interview. She got lost. Anyways, every distraction under the sun seems to be happening right now. I don't even know what the fuck I was saying, so I guess we're just gonna... Ow! Okay, I have a tendency to go from super productivity and then I'm not able to do any of that, and then I feel really bummed out and sort of ashamed of myself. Suddenly I'm useless and I never know when that's gonna happen, and it's super frustrating. So to prevent beating myself up about where I'm at, I try to just minimize my to-do list to just 1 or 2 things, so that way I don't feel overwhelmed. And sometimes it feels hard just because I am someone who puts a lot of my worth in my actions. So when I feel like I'm not doing a lot of actions, I feel like I'm not doing enough, and that means that I'm doing something wrong. Oh my god, this is so hard. I keep losing my train of thought. Anyways, I said I was gonna talk about hypomania, so let's get into that. My girlfriend and I went back to Texas to visit our families. I definitely noticed, like, within the first night there, I found it really easy to have conversations. I had little to no anxiety. I had a little dip, unfortunately, when we got to like my family, although like I picked right back up because, well, alcohol, but also just being with my family was fun and made me feel better. The night before, something triggered me and I just got really fucking enraged and just couldn't sleep for hours. So needless to say, I woke up like exhausted and feeling like shit, and that was the day that all of my family was going to my dad's, my one day to see everybody during our week visit. So I was like, well fuck, now I'm in a shitty headspace. I'm not going to be able to enjoy being with anyone, which fortunately didn't end up being the case. The most annoying symptom I experienced was a lack of appetite. There was so much good food and I barely felt like eating any of it. And when I would try, I would just start suddenly feeling really full. And then if I kept going, I felt nauseous and feeling so disgusted. Even though the food was great, but I just couldn't fit anything in my stomach, which is so tragic because my girlfriend's dad made the best tacos he has ever made in my experience of dating her, which is going on 5 years in a few months. I've had quite a few of his tacos. Like, they were so good and I could only eat 2. I wanted like 4 or 5 and I could barely fit 2 in. I was forcing myself trust. But yeah, it was really frustrating, and actually by the end of the week I found a scale, I don't know, someone's house, I don't remember. I don't have a scale of my own, so whenever I see a scale in someone's bathroom, I'm just like, let me try it out. When I weighed myself, I saw it was about 5 pounds under what my average is, and as somebody who's already under 100 pounds, that is kind of significant, but I can't eat more than my body lets me. Forcing it just made me sick. So this is where hypo kind of sounds like how taking Adderall has been described to me. I personally have never taken Adderall, so I really have no idea. Another thing was I barely got any sleep that week and I felt fine. Like, I was probably getting like 3 to 4 hours of sleep every night because both of our families go really hard. Kept expecting, you know, that crash to come where it's like, okay. I kept waking up and was like ready to go. Honestly, it was kind of nice to have during that particular week, just because it can be kind of exhausting being on all the time, especially for me as an introvert. I need a lot of recharge time, but I found myself not really needing it because I was just so pumped up that I was just ready to go whenever, however. Even though we didn't sleep a lot, I didn't really feel tired. I would feel physically tired, but my mind was still really active. Even the day when we got back to California, we were still running on like very little sleep. I think we got 4 hours the night before and then had to get up at like 4:30 to catch our flight and then make it in. And my girlfriend was getting over a cold, so she just went to go take a nap, and I don't nap, so I was just like, well, I'm up. And I like unpacked, decluttered, cleaned a bunch of random shit, still going even though I feel like I should have crashed so hard. Over this past week, I slowly started getting my sleep schedule back in order, but I was still in this everyday like filled up to the brim where I was just like had my schedule broken down so particularly that I was just getting so much done. And it always feels a little frustrating coming off of that because I want to feel like, oh, this is gonna last. Yeah, this is my new normal. This is what I'm capable of forever and always. But it never worked out that way. Over the past few days, I kind of felt like things were speeding up. And then, like I said yesterday, I just couldn't focus on anything. Couldn't stay on one task for more than 2 minutes. I'm trying to get better about being more fluid with my schedule, especially when I plan so rigidly. I can get a little freaked out when something gets off. But it's not even that I like being that scheduled. I just think having some sense of control makes me feel better, even though it's a false sense of control. I think a part of me just doesn't trust myself because I know how my energy levels tend to move, especially so quickly. I guess I'm just always anticipating the fall. or the crash. That's what it feels like, is like crashing. And I always know it's coming. And I guess it's a little bit self-prophesizing, but it makes me not trust myself because I will set my to-do lists. I'm just, you know, knocking things out right after the next. And then one day I just like, I can't do even one. Like I can barely make myself breakfast. Instead of beating myself up about it, I'm trying to find ways to be fluid and see how I can utilize the energy that I'm feeling for maybe like a different set of actions. Like today, since I'm a little low energy, I'm trying to shift my focus to just doing slower paced things and being okay with not taking these big steps each day, and just being okay with like, okay, I'm just taking this like one step today and that is enough. I'm really grateful right now because I do feel a sense of awareness. This is just a part of the cycle, which I'm grateful for because I don't always feel that, or sometimes I deny it, and both of those reactions tend to spin me into this sort of paranoia, or I don't know, just feelings of worthlessness. So it's nice today to not feel worthless, but just holding space for this feeling and knowing that that's just what today looks like. So I don't know if any of this made sense. I feel like I just rambled on about nothing. I had an intention for this video, but I feel like my brain is still so burnt out right now. My thoughts feel so scattered. But either way, hopefully this wasn't too messy. Probably wasn't in the best headspace for this, but this is what I wanted to do today. So this is the final product. I keep spacing out. See, this is what this looks like, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna end this here because nothing productive is happening.